The Vreth scout vessel Undying Eye drifted through the cold dark between Jupiter and the asteroid belt, its hull coated in light-absorbing polymer that made it effectively invisible to any primitive sensor array. Commander Zethal pressed 4 of his 6 fingers against the observation glass and studied the third planet with something between curiosity and contempt. Earth. Designation, Primitive Class 7. Estimated threat level, negligible. Confirmed readings, he asked without turning. Navigator Prax pulled up the holographic display. The data scrolled in Vreth symbols, population counts, military estimates, atmospheric composition. Everything the High Council needed to authorize a full colonial sweep. The Vreth had done this 400 times across 6 galaxies. They would strip the planet of its resources, relocate or eliminate the dominant species, and move on within a decade. Simple. Clean. Efficient. Confirmed, Commander, Prax said. Their most advanced warships are primitive iron vessels. Slow. Loud. Easily destroyed. They have not yet achieved full space travel. They are completely unaware of our presence. Zethal finally turned from the glass and allowed himself a slow, satisfied breath. Begin the final scan. We transmit the invasion coordinates to the High Council within the hour. It was Navigator Prax who saw it first. A flicker. Then another. Then an entire wall of signals erupting across the deep-range scanner like stars igniting all at once. His secondary hands froze above the controls. His primary hands gripped the console edge until his knuckles whitened beneath their gray skin. Commander, he said slowly. You need to see this. Zethal crossed the bridge in 4 long strides and stared at the display. His translator module processed the incoming data and fed it directly to his cognitive implant. What it described did not make sense. 140 warships. No, 200. The number kept climbing. They were not primitive iron vessels. They were enormous. Each one dwarfed the Undying Eye by a factor of 20. They ran dark, no heat signatures, no emissions, no electronic noise. They had been sitting there, perfectly still, perfectly silent, perfectly invisible, waiting in a deployment formation that Zethal's military implant instantly recognized as an ambush pattern. These humans had known the Vreth were coming. How long have they been there? Zethal whispered. Prax checked the temporal data with shaking hands. 11 days, Commander. 11 days. The humans had held 200 warships in complete electromagnetic silence for 11 days. Zethal felt something he had not felt in 60 years of conquest. Fear. The communication channel opened on its own. That alone was enough to stop every heart on the Vreth bridge. The humans had cracked their encrypted frequency without even announcing the attempt. A single human voice filled the cabin. Male. Calm. Almost bored. This is Admiral James Mercer of the United Earth Defense Command, speaking to the vessel currently parked 80,000 kilometers off our port bow. A pause. Yeah. We've had you on sensors since you crossed Neptune. Did you really think we wouldn't notice? Zethal could not move. Here's what's going to happen, Admiral Mercer continued. You're going to sit completely still. You're going to transmit every piece of data in your navigation system, every colony world, every fleet position, every invasion route. And then, if I'm feeling generous, I'll let you go home. Another pause, shorter this time. You've got about 30 seconds before my electronic warfare team finishes what they started, so I'd decide fast. Prax screamed. Every console on the bridge went dark simultaneously. The life support indicators dropped to 0 before the backup systems kicked in with a grinding mechanical shudder. The holographic displays dissolved into static. Navigation, gone. Weapons, gone. Full drive, completely dead. The Undying Eye was blind, deaf, and paralyzed. And then, out of the black void ahead, the the running lights of 200 human warships ignited all at once. A wall of white and blue fire stretching across space like a second sunrise, close enough that Zethel could see hull markings with his naked eyes. He had underestimated them. Every instrument, every projection, every piece of data the Vreth High Council had collected across a decade of careful observation, all of it had been wrong. Or worse, all of it had been allowed. The humans had fed them false intelligence and waited patiently for them to arrive. Commander Zethel slowly raised all 6 of his hands. Admiral James Mercer leaned back in his command chair aboard the USS Resolute and watched the alien vessel go completely dark on his tactical screen. He picked up his coffee mug, found it empty, and set it back down with a quiet click. "Sir," said Lieutenant Commander Dana Reeves from the tactical station, "their data core is transmitting. We're receiving everything." "Good." Mercer finally allowed himself a small smile. "Log it, encrypt it, and get it to intelligence within the hour." He stood, straightened his uniform jacket, and looked out at the frozen alien ship hanging helpless in the dark. "Somebody tell the Vreth that the next scout they send won't get a warning." He paused at the doorway of the bridge. "Humanity's been watching the stars a long time," he said quietly. "Did they really think we weren't ready?" The bridge crew said nothing. They didn't need to. Outside, 200 human warships held their position in perfect silence. The same silence they had kept for 11 days, patient, invisible, and utterly deadly. Just the way humanity liked it.